Thank you very much to the Lamar University Choir. That was really outstanding. All right. I said good morning earlier. I should say good afternoon now. So good afternoon, everyone. Our ceremony is about to begin. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and silence your cell phones. My name is Robert Wagner, and I am a Lamar University employee. I work in the Human Resources Department. I'm also a Marine Corps veteran and part of this Veterans Day Planning Committee that helped put this event together. I had the privilege of serving in the United States Marine Corps for more than 30 years. I retired as a colonel in 2009, so it's been about 10 years, and I'm still amazed at how fast the time has gone by. It feels like just yesterday I was part of the Corps. I'm seeing some head nods, so other people who are veterans agree with that as well. I started my career as a helicopter pilot, and then I transitioned into the infantry. That's an interesting career transition, but it did give me lots of opportunities to serve my country, and I really appreciate all the time that I was able to spend in the military and to work with my fellow Marines, Army, soldiers, airmen, Navy personnel. It was a great career opportunity, and I really enjoyed working with people from other services throughout that time. On behalf of the Planning Committee, I would like to thank you all for attending this second Veterans Day Luncheon, and I really want to express gratitude to Dr. Bellaguno, who's in the middle of the room, from the Diversity and Inclusion Office. Thank you, Dr. Bellaguno. And then I would also like to thank Dr. Juan Zabala, who's up here in the front from the Alumni Office. I always say that incorrectly, but Dr. Juan Zabala and Dr. Bellaguno were instrumental in helping us do this event. So thank you both. We also have some key people spread throughout the audience. I won't introduce them, but I see deans and chairs and associate vice presidents and members of the provost office and members of the president's office. So thank you all for joining us today as well. Most importantly, I want to welcome my fellow veterans and their family members and friends who are here with us today. So let's get started with the actual presentation. Please rise for presentation of the colors by the Westbrook High School ROTC. We ask you to remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and then the national anthem. Please repeat the Pledge of Allegiance with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated.
Oh, say, can you see by
We would now like to welcome the Westbrook High School Armed Exhibition Team, commanded by Cadet Lieutenant Connor Cummings, with Cadet Lieutenant Junior Grade Tate LaForge, Cadet Petty Officer First Class Alex Greer, and Cadet Seaman Seth Gonzalez.
Hello, everyone. I'm Hector Flores. I'm the Chief of Police here at Lamar University. And I was a sergeant in the United States Marine Corps, and I deployed to Iraq in 2003, so I was part of the invasion force at that time. What I learned in the Marine Corps and in the military is we all come from different walks of life. We're different kinds of people, but we come together for one common goal and one purpose, and to protect our nation and what we stand for. So I'm glad that you're all here honoring all our veterans and honoring me and everyone else that served. And I'd like to welcome Mr. Wagner, Dr. Wagner up here, and we'll continue with our ceremony.
Thank you. You'll see on your agenda that I am now Dr. Kat Starnes from the English department. Unfortunately, Dr. Starnes was not able to make it today. She fell ill last night and sends her regrets. However, she did send me the script that she had prepared to introduce Dr. Rose. So if you don't mind, I will read from that to you. Good afternoon. I'm pleased to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Larry Rose. Dr. Rose is a proud alumnus of Lamar University, graduating in 1965 with a major in biology and a minor in chemistry. At Lamar University, Dr. Rose served on the Student Honor Court, was on the Dean's List, and earned other academic awards. Following graduation from Lamar University, he earned a doctoral of dental science degree from St. Louis University and served 4 years of reserve duty and 2 years of active duty as a captain in the United States Army Dental Corps. Dr. Rose received an honorable discharge in 1971, practiced privately as a general dentist in Houston, and then completed orthodontic specialty school at the University of Texas, Houston. For the next 39 years, Dr. Rose maintained a private orthodontic practice in Houston. Dr. Rose also served as an assistant clinical professor at the University of Texas Dental Branch, sat ringside for Muhammad Ali, and served as a consultant for the Texas State Board of Dental Examiners, as well as several dental plans and insurance companies. He is also the inventor and the patent holder of the Rose torquing plier, and he has lectured and published extensively about dentistry. Dr. Rose has maintained an interesting life outside of his dental practice. He worked as a Harris County deputy constable for a period, and he was a professional drag car race driver. I've played that clip several times for my own enjoyment. And I do have to say he won, so that was good. Dr. Rose's connection to Lamar University remains strong. Dr. Rose served as president of the Lamar Alumni Association of Houston in 1978. With his wife, Helen, he established the Pearl and Aaron Rose Award, awarded each year to the outstanding graduate of the College of Business. This year, the Roses established awards directed to Lamar University dance students and to members of the Lamar University dance team. Dr. and Mrs. Rose are proud members of the President's Circle of Lamar University. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Rose.
This is really quite presentation, and it's just breathtaking to learn how many veterans are on campus and the support that the veterans are getting through the other departments is really, really overwhelming. I don't speak as often as I did, and accept very few engagements. This was one that I did not want to turn down. And I'm very, very glad to be here with you today. As we celebrate Veterans Day 2019, this is definitely a special day. It's truly an honor to be here. I want to thank all the veterans present. I want to welcome everyone who has come here to share this special day with us. The introduction, I'll read from my notes, but I'm Larry Rose. I grew up in Beaumont. I entered Lamar University in September of 1961. I earned a Bachelor of Science degree in June of 1965 with a major in biology and a minor in chemistry. In September of 1965, I entered dental school in St. Louis. I finished in February of 1969, graduating with a DDS degree. I joined the Army Dental Corps in October of 1965. I served in the Army Reserves until March of 1969, at which time I entered active duty as a captain. I was honorably discharged in February 1971. In June of 1971, I opened a general dental practice in Houston. I became interested in orthodontics. I sold my general dental practice in March of 1973. In June of 1973, I began a 2-year orthodontic training program at the University of Texas Dental Branch. In June of 1965, I graduated with a Master of Science degree in orthodontics. and I established an orthodontic practice in Houston. I practiced as an orthodontist until I sold my practice in May of 2014 and retired. As I said before, I'm very happy to be here today with you and my wife of 52 years, Helen. This day, Veterans Day, is a special day for our country. This is a day where we honor and remember the men and women whose service ensured our freedom and our liberty. Veterans Day was established as a federal holiday to honor military veterans. A military veteran is defined by government speak, or persons who have served on active duty in the United States Armed Forces and who were discharged under conditions which were other than dishonorable. What we now call Veterans Day was originally called Armistice Day, a day that marked the end of World War I that happened on the 11th hour of November 11th of 1918, 101 years ago today. In 1954, Armistice Day was renamed Veterans Day to honor all veterans. On this special day, we honor the commitment of those who served. Some served in large conflicts, some in small, some on the front lines, some in supporting roles. But the common thread is they all served. I'm proud to be a veteran. I'm proud to be the son of a veteran. I was one of those who, like my father, served within the territory of the United States. My father, Aaron Rose, some of you may have known, was an Army MP during World War II. Although I was a very young child, I remember being with him and watching the American flag being raised at his military base in Corpus Christi. My active duty began at Fort Sam Houston in San Antonio, then continued at Fort Bliss in El Paso. My responsibility was to provide dental care to soldiers attending the Defense Language Institute and to air defense officers and enlisted soldiers training to operate air defense weapons. My service was during the Vietnam War, and I treated those who deployed to Vietnam, many returning badly injured, many my age. I was tremendously affected by what I saw, and I've never gotten over that. I committed to serve as a member of the armed forces and was part of something bigger and more important than myself. It is the commitment of being in the armed services, of being a veteran, that makes such a special day for me and you and the other fellow soldiers who are not here with us today. The word veteran often brings up images of conflict, chaos. Recalled are images of those from the D-Day invasion, the 75th anniversary of which was recently remembered. Images of soldiers returning from tours in Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, other faraway places, many unnamed and unpublicized. Veterans also served in peacetime and reflect our nation's diversity, comprised of individuals of different ages, physical types, genders, and religions. What all veterans have in common is their commitment. They served, and served a cause greater than themselves, with a total commitment to the cause, accepting the risks involved. In October, my wife and I visited the National World War II Museum in New Orleans. The exhibits were educational, thought-provoking, and very, very sobering. The challenges faced by the soldiers were enormous. Photographs of their faces, excerpts from their letters home, revealed some of their emotions and their courage. In regards to courage, Mark Twain once said, "Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not the absence of fear." A touching aspect of the visit was seeing the World War II museums who acted as greeters and guides. They are still serving to this day. At pivotal moments in our national history, such as the outbreak of World War II or 9/11, many citizens volunteered to serve in the armed forces. Now our armed forces are comprised of volunteers. In earlier years, as you know, there was a draft. For those entering military service, there is the acceptance of responsibility, of doing one's part in defending the freedoms that they and their loved ones enjoy, and some mistakenly take for granted and are not aware how fleeting freedom can be. Service in the armed forces has benefits for veterans, and I'm not just talking about the GI Bill or other government programs. A service member benefits from the friendships forged with one's fellow soldiers. The bond of those who serve together has an enduring quality unmatched and cannot be replaced or duplicated by social friendships. Another benefit is a feeling of accomplishment for service in the defense of our country. President Ronald Reagan is quoted as saying, "Some people live an entire lifetime and wonder if they have ever made a difference. But the Marines don't have that problem." The knowledge and feeling of pride at having made a difference applies to all veterans, all of us here today, all of us who are not here today. In recent times, without the draft, many do not join. Those choosing not to enter miss the experiences associated with military service. They lose the direct, personal commitment and connection to our country and its ideals. Veterans have earned this. They stand, they salute the flag proudly. Others lose the opportunity to be part of something more important and bigger than themselves, though many reap the rewards of freedom and what this country has to offer and have not contributed. In my opinion, each person has an obligation to serve. If not in the military, then perhaps at a hospital, a school, a nonprofit, some other cause bigger than themselves. It is an obligation to our country and to oneself. Recently, the phrase, "thank you for your service," has become the common response when seeing or meeting a veteran. You hear it, I hear it. Military veterans are certainly deserving of this appreciation. But wouldn't it be nice if everyone were also deserving of such appreciation? But as we know, many are not. Everyone has something to give and to share. Their time, their enthusiasm, their talents, their wisdom, their energy, their compassion. Everyone in his or her own way should strive to be a veteran of an important cause, something of interest, something of value to someone else other than themselves. Do something to be a veteran of good. Veterans Day is a sacred day, dedicated to honoring those who have served in defense of our country. Veterans are appreciated for their service, and the country is grateful for the freedoms that we were able to enjoy because of the service of veterans. As well as saying thank you, let us honor the veterans' commitment by encouraging others to make commitments to be involved in some meaningful endeavor. Then everyone will have the opportunity to participate in making our country a better place, improving the lives of others, and knowing they have made a positive difference. In closing, my hope is that everyone should become deserving of the greeting that our veterans so richly deserve. Thank you for your service.
I do want to take a moment specifically to thank Dr. Rose. So this is a gift that we would like to give you. And then
Thank you very much.
we also have a certificate.
Oh, great. Thank you so much.
So the certificate, I'm going to lean in close to see if you can hear me. It says 2019 Veterans Day Celebration. The certificate of appreciation is presented to Dr. Larry Rose for your generous commitment of time and exceptional dedication supporting the Veterans Day celebration in the Office of Global Diversity and Inclusive Excellence.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. We are going to have closing remarks from Dr. Juan Zabala. Before he gets up here, I do want to thank our planning committee, and their names are listed over here. So thank you to the planning committee.
Thank you. Thank you all for joining us. And I want to thank you especially, Bert, for the promotion. Not yet a doctor, just almost there. But thank you again for the incentive to go ahead and finish the dissertation. Thank you, Larry, for your thought-provoking remarks. You, like your colleagues at the World War II Museum, are still serving, and we appreciate your continued service for our country. You make both your alma mater and your country very, very proud. Thank you all for attending today and helping us to celebrate the men and women whose dedication and service now, as in the past, has made this republic as great as it is. Yesterday, I was talking with Larry's fellow alumnus, Richard Hughes. He's an associate criminal court judge here in Jefferson County, and he was talking about the silence of gratitude that occurred when he returned from Vietnam. And it occurred to me this morning, thinking about what Richard said yesterday, how great it is that we are at a time in our history where the gratitude is so loud and so proud. We are so grateful for everyone who served, and we're so grateful for an opportunity to recognize you and to thank you. Alumni like Larry have a strong history of greatness in their professions and in their communities and their lives. We like to take a little of the credit at Lamar, thinking that we help to instill that kind of learning and that kind of experiential, environmental experience, I'm going to use experience twice, that we get to our students. And so we're not surprised when our alumni, like Larry, give so much for the country, for our freedom, and then give so much for our ways of life. You truly are the impersonification of being a veteran for good. Thank you, Larry. Thank you for our alumni who are present today, and thank you for everybody who is here to help us celebrate our alumni. Since I have the podium, I'm going to take a moment to recognize a couple of people in the audience who are with us today. They are alumni and friends of Lamar University who are in civil service for us. We have Jefferson County Judge Jeff Brannick and his wife and alumna Sherry Brannick. And Beaumont City Council member W.L. Pate. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bert. Thank you for the committee, and thank you all for joining us today.
That does conclude our celebration. I think there's more drinks and food in the back if you're interested. Thank you very much.